everyone, and welcome back to the first ever Global Cybersecurity Summit organized by NPCert. We will now start the third session of today's summit, that will be keynote presentation. I would like to request Mr. Kunjal Deka to come on the stage for keynote presentation. Kunjal Deka is Cisco Cybersecurity Lead, Cisco System. He will be talking about security above everything. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody has a fantastic lunch and settling down. Can you start the video? Little volume in the higher side. Whom I have just met. Fantastic job done, very well organized. So what I'm going to talk in next 30 minutes is about security, obviously. I manage the cybersecurity practice based out of Mumbai in India. So the topic for today's keynote is security above everything. Can I have the slides, please? Okay. So primarily, this is the question I do ask whenever I met any IT practitioner or any leadership team from any organization. What are you trying to protect? Okay, very simple questions, right? So it might be compliance in the cloud app for someone. It might be protecting your roaming users in the environment, right? Or it might be protecting yourself from the insider threat. Or it might be how to improve the incident response in the organization in case there is a breach happen, right? So everybody's requirement is different, right? Your requirement will be different than his requirement and requirement may be different from her requirement. So these are the questions typically we do face, and why we do face this kind of issues in our day-to-day life in protecting ourselves from cybersecurity. If you see, we are subjected to relentless attacks from the attackers. Okay, they are well funded, they have good resources, and we as an organization, we have constraint always, right? In terms of finance, in terms of budget, in terms of ability, in terms of skills, we do have restrictions and limited resources. And it's like the balance is towards the bad boys or the hackers, primarily because you can see an analogy in a cricket match. If you see play a cricket match and batsman is scoring run and he's in purple phase of his life, and suddenly one ball can take the wicket of that batsman, correct? So it is like that. The attackers, they are rampant, they are persistent, they just decide on the target, decide on the power user and try to go inside. They will keep trying. Only one vulnerability is more than enough for them to go inside. Okay, so that's why the situation is very fluid for us. So now, how can we change this equation today? and for that, how we can approach our cybersecurity posture for the digital economy. Very simple slide. What we are talking here, security priorities for today's organization. Now, if you see here, what we are trying to do, what I was trying to achieve from security priorities. First one, keep the bad stuff from the environment, right? Very simple, there's no English on this, very simple. Second, keep good stuff protected. We want to protect the key resources inside the organization, right? Third, keep critical services running, okay? Fourth, enable productivity and innovations with security should not be a bottleneck in terms of productivity and innovation, and be compliant, because there are a lot of compliance norms for different sector of our industry. So we need to be compliant while bringing in agile security environment to a network. So here, this is a very busy slide. I want to spend a couple of minutes on this slide. We're talking about how digitalization is happening so fast. So digitalization would be faster as fewer organizations, fewer legacy inhibitors are held in the organizations today from executing their priorities. The political will is there in every country today, wherein every political organization is also promoting the organizations for their digital environments. Okay, digital next step basically. If you see in Indian context, the 70% of the populations are digital native under the age of 30. What is mean by digital native? Digital native means some kind of access to the internet you have. 70% of the population. Okay. Now if you see, if I can give you a ballpark figure around the internet payment transactions is almost catching up with the number of checks getting cleared every quarter in our country. So similar trend happening in other neighboring countries as well, including your countries also definitely. There is a mobile app called Big Basket in India, which basically cater to the standard grocery services at home delivery. And there are mobile app service providers called Protea, who basically delivers quality healthcare at your doorstep, at your home. So basically, it is all startups also trying to bring the quality services at an affordable value for money to the customer because of the digitization. Every second in India, there are 4 new internet users. 4 new users are getting exposed to internet every second. These are the kind of data we have been given by the research agencies. Okay, I got a very insightful data today in the morning. You all know the population of your country, right? What is the population of Nepal? Can anyone say? Sorry? Anyone? Can't hear? 3 crore. 3 crore, fantastic. Ball, bang on. 3 crore is the population of Nepal. And you know the population of my country, India? 60 crore. Sorry? 135 crore. Yes, somebody said. Yes. So, you know how many times it is. But the internet population or penetration, what we call it pen rate of internet in our country is how much, 35% in India. And you know in Nepal, what is the internet pen rate? It is 55% for your country. So you are months ahead, I would say. Technologically, in terms of adoption of technology, digitalization, okay, reaching to masses, you are far ahead. So going forward, my message is very simple. Going forward, we are going to see a lot of activities in this digital space, in the internet space. So the demand for a better, agile, protective internet network would be very important. Cybersecurity network would be very important. So that's what we are talking about in this slide. I'm not going to spend time here. But what you can see, the number of devices are increasing every year. We have a threefold increase in the internet speed in last 2 years. You can see the growth. You can see the volume of the traffic in the internet is growing. 78% of the internet traffic is only on videos now. You heard about YouTube, right? YouTube, in a minute, 400 TB of data video is getting uploaded on YouTube. Data is where is the money? So the innovation and focus is everything is going towards that. Digitalization. Moving on. So digital disruptions also bring certain pitfalls. Everything is not hunky-dory. So when you embrace so much of digital technologies, so there are community who is trying to take undue benefits also. We have bad boys and the hackers who are basically building up an industry wherein they try to go inside our network. Their main objective is to, data infiltration, taking out from your environment, and they don't need to be, IT wizard for the same. You can buy, nowadays you can buy a malware, you can buy a payload, you can buy anything, and you can launch a targeted attack to a customer or to a target basically. So this all is easy for them. Even if I want to initiate an attack to a targeted customer, I would be supported by 24/7 helplines, but run by the hacker community. It is so simple. Okay, moving on. So these questions are very important. Every question has an answer. We don't have the answer right away. But if you see, it is no longer a question of if you will be BRICS. It is a question of when. Okay. Next statement. Why? Because you will never be able to prevent 100% of the attacks. Whatever you do, my peer communities, there would be my contemporaries from other security OEMs. They would also agree. You invest on the technology promoted by Cisco or non-Cisco or any other my competing OEMs. Still, you can't be 100% secure. If you know you are going to be compromised, how you should